Hey, what's going on? Welcome to the channel. My name is DRL and we are here with some Marvel Snap. My shop just refreshed, and if you've been watching the videos, you know that I like to play the Modok discard deck. There's a brand new variant there for Apocalypse, so we're going to pick that up. And I'm going to break down this new Modok discard deck that I've been using. It's new to me, but a lot of y'all might recognize it because it is meta discard deck. So let's get into it. First thing first, got to get this variant. I've been eyeing it for a while. Such a sick artwork. And we are going to set it as a favorite for sure. It starts off with Sunspot, which is super important in the Modok discard because you are piling up cards, so it's very easy to skip a turn and give energy to this card here. And it's usually very useful until Killmonger comes around. Iceman is the play when you don't have Sunspot. It has a very good ability, right? It gives a random card in your opponent's hand +1 cost. It really comes in handy, especially if you happen to need to use it towards the later part of the game. It could really throw off someone's turn 6 move. Then we have a Wolverine, which makes absolute sense with its recent buff. When this is discarded or destroyed, regenerate at a random location with +2 power. So having that 4 power Wolverine thrown at a random location can really make a difference in winning game. Then we got Morbius, right? You need Morbius in every discard deck. Ongoing ability, +2 power for each time you discard a card this game. Next up is Swarm. When this is discarded from your hand, you add 2 copies that cost 0 to your hand. This card can quickly become a lot of fun to use, because if you're able to somehow discard Swarm in the beginning and have the copies appear in your hand, and then you have Modok on turn 5 and you discard those copies as well, you easily have 4 cards that you can play on the last turn at no cost. Add in the fact that you're going to play America Chavez, you can really quickly turn things around. Still keep that Apocalypse there to feed into your Dracula. Colleen Wing, on reveal, discard the lowest cost card from your hand. She pairs very well with Wolverine and Swarm. When you have her in your hand and those cards, you know for sure you're going to be able to discard those, and they both have really good effects after you discard them. Storm is a card that I didn't realize was so important in this deck. I was not using Storm, I was using Cosmo for the most part. Storm is really helpful because when there's a location that you don't want to play or it's just not favorable towards the discard deck, shut it down and stack up cards that can gain power throughout the match. So you can pair up Storm with Sunspot, or you can pair her up with Morbius on a lane, and that's super handy. It can help you win that location. You got Lady Sif, whose main purpose is to discard the Apocalypse, and really is a lot of fun when you get those locations that allow you to do on reveal twice. Her ability is to discard the highest cost card from your hand. Make sure you only play her when your highest cost card is Apocalypse, Wolverine, or Swarm. Then we got Dracula. At the end of the game, discard a card from your hand. This has his power. This card here can single-handedly win a lane, and if you do have one of those locations that give you +5 power for 1 card, this is an amazing play. And you know what? You can also pair them up with Storm to lock down a location too. Modok, such a good card, one of my favorites inside this game. On reveal, you discard your hand. Modok is great. Even if you're not able to play Morbius, Modok still has pretty good value because for 1, 8 power, and 2, he can still discard the Apocalypse to bring him right back. The same thing with the Wolverine, the Swarm. This is how good Modok is in his deck, especially if you can pair him up with Dracula. Then you know for sure you're going to discard a stronger version of Apocalypse into Dracula. I think we spoke enough about Apocalypse, but when you discard this from your hand, you put it back with 4+ power. And that's where this card gets really strong, very fast. And then America Chavez, you always draw this card on turn 6 and not before. Really amazing card, especially when you got Dracula out in the field. You can play America Chavez, get 9 power, and leave the Apocalypse there for Dracula to discard. All right, so now that we explain how to use this deck, let's get in some matches. All right, so first location is Washington, D.C. Cards here with no abilities have +3 power. We'll play Sunspot. It's really the play on turn 1. All right, so we got Mirror Island. After each turn, give cards here +1 power. I am going to play Colleen Wing, which is going to discard Wolverine and get him played at a different location. And we'll get the +1 power each turn. Wolverine landed right in the middle location, which was perfect. Now, third location is Big House, so cards that cost 4, 5, or 6 cannot be played there. Which is fine because that means we could play Morbius there. So let's play Morbius there. Gonna skip this. Give the other energy to Sunspot. and they just morphed to a storm. So we're gonna shut the location down. Either way, that works out for us, because we already got Modok in our hand, so we're looking really good. So what I could do is shut down Washington, D.C. Since I know turn 5, I'm going to play Modok, I can just play him right there. It'll give the extra power to that storm location. So we're looking pretty good. Hopefully we get Apocalypse on the next draw. They play Cosmo there, so I cannot play Modok on that lane. It's a good play. It was a good play. But we did get Apocalypse on the next draw, so we are looking great because Swarm's going to get discarded, and so is Apocalypse. We'll play Modok in the middle lane. Morbius will get more power in that flooded location. I think we're in a really good spot. That worked out great. So we lost that location over there, but we just won. The opponent retreated. That's all you really can ask for. All right, so first location is Rickety Bridge. After each turn, if there is more than one card here, destroy them. I do not like that location, so I'm most likely going to shut that one down. What do we have on turn 2? We got Sakar. After this turn, put a card from each player's hand here. So that could be something that will be played automatically. What I'll do is play Iceman. And then on the next turn, I could technically play Wolverine or Rickety Bridge. That card will get destroyed. They played Gambit. That's fine. You're getting rid of a card that I really didn't care about, so that's good. Gambit could have destroyed my hand if I had played anything else, especially if I played Sunspot. We just flooded the second location. So I think we can play Lady Sif there, which will destroy the Apocalypse. And in the third location on turn 5, all cards must be played there. So if we do have Modok, we'll just play right there. So I think we're in a good spot. There's also a good chance that they're playing Taskmaster since they do have the Avatar. All right, so in this hand here, we're going to play Sunspot because Modok will be able to discard that Wolverine and Apocalypse on the next turn. You can't play anything here. So we'll play Sunspot and give it +3 energy. Might be enough to win the location. All right, so that location is tied up. That could be a little tactical, right? I already won the second location. I can save Modok for the next turn, especially since I don't have Dracula out on the field and I don't have Morbius. I can use Modok on turn 6. I can use Colleen Wing now, which will discard Wolverine still, put him on a random location. And what also will happen is I'll be able to give Sunspot a few additional points. So let's do that. And then Sunspot will go up to 7. And it worked out. Wolverine went over there, which was good because they played White Tiger. So now we have a lot of options on this turn. So what I could do, because there's a very good chance that they're going to play Odin on a White Tiger lane. So I can easily lose the second location and the third location because of that White Tiger. So I have to make sure I win Avengers Compound. So we're going to play Apocalypse here. And hopefully that will work out. Because White Tiger can only go to one location. But if they play Odin, they're going to get 8 more points on this location here. It'll bring them up to 9. But it's also going to reactivate Ironheart, which is going to boost up probably Gambit by 2. Or some of the other cards in another lane, right? So there's a chance that we could lose this match, but let's see if it works out. There goes Odin. So the cards got boosted up. We're still winning the second location. And it worked out because White Tiger went to the first one. So we got the middle lane and we got lane 3. That's a W in my opinion. All right, so there you have it. That was gameplay with this Meta Modok discard deck. It's really good. There's a reason why it's a meta deck. This deck also has a very good win rate according to Marvel Snap Zones. It's allowing me to win games and get a good amount of cubes as well, all right? So as always, appreciate the support. I'll catch everybody in the next video. Peace out.